We've got Mohammed. How are you, sir? He says, if trillions flow through USD Japan in a big reverse carry trade unwind via XRP, who is buying the XRP on Japan side and supplying the JPY? Is it mainly SBI and ODL market makers? And how could that happen without major strain on local yen liquidity? Oh, there's gonna be strain on local yen liquidity for sure. The FX markets can't handle the volume of money rushing back all at the same time, and that's why the Fed and Warren Buffett have both taken large positions in the yen in order to be a liquidity provider in that circumstance when it plays out. Here's an interesting statistic that I read right before we got on here. Warren Buffett has $373 billion in cash and cash equivalents sat on the sideline. That's enough to buy 480 of the companies in the S&P 500. The S&P 500 is made up of 500 companies, by the way, if you didn't know. 480 of those. Warren Buffett could buy, what is that? There's only 20 companies left. Would be, 500, so 5 would be 1%. So he would be able to buy 96% of the S&P 500 with $373 billion, which is what he currently has in cash and cash equivalents. That is wild. There has never been a moment in history where he's had that much liquidity sat on the sidelines waiting for a liquidity crisis. Because that's the only reason you'd have that much money there. If you are a lender of last resort and you're going to be providing liquidity in that circumstance, and obviously you want to pick up distressed deals, like that's the whole premise behind what they do in the game that they've played over the last, 70 years. We're at a wild time in U.S. history. But back to the question here, focusing on the exchange between the USD and JPY. You have RLUSD, and if you had a couple Japanese stable coins, that might be the way to facilitate that at scale through XRP. Now, SBI could, use that as a liquidity buffer in the FX market. They control about 10% of the FX market there in Japan. Big player, but not the whole thing. So if they were to start to adapt XRP or adopt XRP in that circumstance, I think the others would follow very quickly. Yoshitaka Kitao is a huge advocate for XRP and the XRPL and Ripple and R3 and the entire ecosystem, really. And so, if him and his team were to start leveraging XRP, I think that